citizen.
Disrespect the law and you disrespect me.
Wife, you're not supposed to...
Outsiders aren't trusted in Markarth. Let's keep that in mind.
The Tholmor know how to deal with Talos worshippers. Ah, there we have it. This will be all I need to have Ogmund taken care of. I would like to personally thank you on behalf of myself and the Tholmor for your assistance. Here, for your work. All right then.
The Legion's always looking for strong, capable warriors.
On
You think you've
Dolimar
got
is
what it
the
takes?
commander of the
Our headquarters is in
Tholmor.
Solitude.
Now I remember. You're the new member of the Companions. So you what? Fetch the mead? The law in Markarth. It's also sitting in mind with you.
City of Markarth sure is a beauty. Where do you want to go? Climb and back and we'll be off. First time to Solitude? Beautiful old city, capital of Skyrim, but I'm sure you'll... Need a ride? Solitude's been the capital of Skyrim as long as I can remember. Most of the High Kings of Skyrim were Jarls of Solitude first. Well, let's see, what else? The Bard's College is here, and the main office of the East Empire Company. If you need it, you can get a room for a fair price at the Rinking Skeever, just inside the main gate. All right, then.
We could always use help picking crops if you need a few extra coins. Honest pay for honest work. A fine day to you, friend. May you die with a sword in your hands.
Work hard for the future and leave the past be. That's my motto. Been about 8 years now. I used to be a mercenary, but one trip to Ravenscar Hollow cured me of that. There's hag ravens in that cave with talons like daggers. They'll open your bells quick as you wink if you let them get close. A creature like that'll make a man think long and hard about what he wants out of life. If you're heading up to Solitude, you should stop to check out the view on your way. It's a good one.
You probably want someone else. I'm just the stable boy. I hate it. Everyone feels sorry for me, so they don't treat me too bad, but... Both my parents were in the Legion. There was an ambush. Kayla said she'd feed me if I could make myself useful. I'd take care of the animals, run errands, that kind of thing. I guess it could be worse, but I'm sick of sleeping outside with the horses. I want a real home, real parents, not this. Really? Do you have a place I can live? Oh, wow. Are you sure? You really wouldn't mind? Really? You mean it? Wow, thanks, Pa. I promise I won't be any trouble at all.
I'd be a lot warmer and a lot happier with a belly full of meat.
Sorry, I was lost in thought. I'm planning my wedding, you see. So many details to work out. Some say I got my position because my cousin is the Emperor. Nonsense. The man's given me nothing. He can't even be bothered to attend my wedding.
They can't hurt Uncle Rogvir. Tell them he didn't do it.
Positions.
Sorry, you need to go home. Go home and stay there until your mother comes.
Traitor!
Get on with it!
You should tell her that her uncle
You
is
betrayed us!
betrayed his High King. Best she know now, Advar.
You're all hard, Vivian.
Rogver, you helped Ulfric Stormcloak escape the city after he murdered High King Torrig. By opening that gate for Ulfric, you betrayed the people of Solitude.
He doesn't deserve to speak!
There was no murder. Ulfric challenged Torrig. He beat the High King in fair combat. Such is our way. Such is the ancient custom of Skyrim and all Lords. On this day, I go to Solengard.
Go away.
A traitor right up to the end.
I still can't believe he knew what he was doing when he opened that gate.
A man opens a gate and they cut his head off? Doesn't seem right to me.
I still can't believe he knew what he was doing
That's
when he opened
definitely
that
going
gate.
in my part of the Edda.
Oh, I guess it's all over. I expected... I don't know what I expected.
Rogvir, why did it have to be like this?
Not right now.
I'm a little busy.
Should have drawn it out some
I've got all
more.
sorts of
He
errands
deserved
to run.
a slow...
New in town, right? If you need a place to sleep, head over to the Winking Skeever. They keep a fine inn.
Damn Stormcloak rebels.
You wouldn't be a sellsword, would you? I have a little problem you could solve.
Damn shame, Rogvir. You're a good
been
man.
like this.
The waiting. The insufferable waiting.
Mind yourself in my city, friend. This here axe in full swing is a right terrible sight. Ain't got one, but I'd fancy a chance at that Jari Ra's scrawny neck. Filthy Argonian never would have set foot in this city if High King Torrig was still alive. I can tell you that. Keep your head about you. You stay out of trouble now. The Castle Dower dungeon can break even the strongest will. I'm the headsman here in Solitude. It's my job. Depends on what you mean by busy. I'm also the head jailer in the dungeon here. Quiet job, usually. I may have accidentally let a prisoner escape, the leader of one of those bandit groups. I told everyone he died during questioning, and I need you to track him down and make sure he doesn't show up to disprove that. Good. I'll have a sack of coin waiting for you when you get back. Remember, I need that bandit dead, not alive. Ah, yet another new face. I'm from Hammerfell, you see. I can hardly keep track of all the people I've been meeting. Where the dragon attacked? We've heard rumors of death and fire from the skies, but no real news. Then we should soon be selling arrows by the bushel. A sword is no good against a dragon. Aye, but I'll be here in Solitude for longer still. Fiata's skill as a Fletcher drew me to this place. I wanted to learn. And there is still much of Skyrim I wish to see. I hear there is a city, Windhelm, that is nearly white with... what do you call it? Oh yeah, snow. And far to the west lies a ruin, Volskag. Inside there's said to be a wall, black as night, and it speaks in the ancient dragon tongue. There are wonders in this place I never dreamed imaginable.
Not much to ask.
Good.
Spare some gold for a veteran? What? You see a man falling on hard times, and you think he's been like that forever? I was there. I fought in the Great War. I was on the field at Anvil. And when I was struck down, they left me. You understand? They left me for dead. I didn't leave them. Oh, thank you. Divines bless your kind heart.
I have no business with you. Leave me.
Welcome to the Winking Skeever, friend. Well, as it turns out, I had a pet skeever when I was a boy, and he used to wink. They were smaller back then. I think the Bard's College might be looking for recruits. You should speak to the head of the college, Viarmo, if you're interested. Varnius Junius stopped by here on his way to court. He was worried about something. I'm sure Falk Firebeard could tell you what. I've heard Jari Ra's hanging around the Wells district, looking for new blood to hire. People say there's a man wandering the streets near the Blue Palace. He seems distressed, but he's not making any sense. Magic. You're on the wrong side of Skyrim. You want Winterhold. That college there, they teach it. Remember the winking skeever.
Take
next
my
time you're
advice. Never gamble. Damn Ernskar has me in debt up to the eyes. Too many drinking games, too many bets, and I'm too old to ever raise the coin on my own. He's a stubborn oaf. I don't know what good it'll do. You should speak to my daughter, Yvette. She's the brains of the family.
The Imperials. We drink to our youth, to the days come and gone, for the age of aggression is just about done. Feel free to make requests. Generally, if you want rumors, you should talk to Corpulus. That said, I did see a visitor pass through on his way to the Blue Palace. Oh, no. But being surrounded by good music, good drink, and good friends is all I've ever asked for. Only in that I'm a graduate. I work here at the Winking Skeever. I would highly recommend it, though. Talk to Viarmo if you're interested. You should think about staying the night. Corpulus keeps a clean inn.
Hello, I'm Gisli. But you can just call me Erica's sister. Everyone does. Oh, if you're looking for a good attitude, go see the bards. They'll fake it for you if nothing else. If you're looking for truth instead, see Noster. He's a good example of what life has to offer. And if you're just looking to feel good, go get some spiced wine from Yvette. But whatever you do, just leave me alone. Yes, my older brother, and the person you probably want to be speaking to right now. But really, since Torig's death, Falk Firebeard wields the true power of the Jarl's court. My brother is nothing more than a pompous little fop. We'll speak again later, if we must.
Take a good look around. I'm sure you'll find what you're looking for. If not, let me know. I might have it stored away. Why, hello! Here to buy? If you have to ask the price, you might be in the wrong store. It's not an insult, just an observation. If I were walking around with a wound, I would want you to tell me to see a doctor. Your outfit is something of an open wound, where attire is concerned. Nothing at all. It's very nice. If you want something with a little more style, however, you should see what we have available. You're really going to the Blue Palace? That presents an opportunity. If you are willing to wear one of Radiant Raymond's outfits and speak to the Jarl, I would not only pay you, but let you keep the outfit. Good. Here's the outfit. Try to get Elisif's opinion on it, and if she likes it, mention it's from Radiant Raymond. Thank you for your patronage. Oh, what delight. Another charming customer. It is when my customers waste time chatting and not buying. Radiant Raiment has the finest attire in all of Skyrim. That is how we get business. Finally.
Divines bless you. May the ground you walk quake as you pass.
Are you here to talk about my brother? Do you think his execution was justified? And like Rogvir, you're a Nord at heart. It's hard for many of the people here to understand. I think Aldous understands. I don't think I could have stayed here if anyone else had... I think I need to stop talking now. I'm not looking for conversation. Rogvir, he opened a gate and they executed him for it. He opened a gate and the wrong man rode out of it. If that man hadn't been Ulfric Stormcloak, if Ulfric hadn't killed High King Torig, but it was Ulfric, and he did kill the High King in honorable combat. My brother refused to allow the Imperials to take revenge for the deed. So now he's dead. Then like Rogvir, you have a Nord's heart. I think Aldous understands. I think I need to be done talking for the moment.
As High Priest of the Eight Divines, I bid you welcome.
Need something?
I'm afraid I'm running errands at the moment, but please visit me later at the Temple of the Divines.
It doesn't matter how many times you ask.
You know you can afford a separate or two.
You might want to rethink that. You're missing out on some wonderful opportunities working in that bar. I've got a little work if you're interested, traveler.
Got something for just about everybody in here. Give a holler if you have any questions.
You're a traveler, correct? Have you been to Whiterun? Wonderful. I hadn't really hoped to run into someone who'd been there. My daughter Fura was assigned to Whiterun after she joined the Imperial Army. I was hoping you might have met her. I haven't heard from her lately. I've tried talking to Captain Aldous, but he hasn't been any help. Oh, that's very sweet of you. Anything you can find out from Captain Aldous would be welcome news. We mostly carry herbs and alchemical ingredients, that sort of thing. Before the war, our stock was mostly used for aromatic use in homes. Yes. These days, we have more people like you coming in, looking for healing and the like. No. Mostly, I'm just a simple herbalist. Lami over in Mothall should be able to help you.
Don't forget me next time you need herbs and potions.
Take a good look around. I'm sure you'll find what you're looking for. If not, let me know. I might have it stored away. Biren said you got here just before the execution. Must have been a lovely first sight. No, that was an ugly affair. High King Torig's death has turned the whole town on its head. Between you and me, he wasn't even that good a king. All of those rambling speeches about the Empire this and the Empire that. Baron's my husband. He works the forge up at Castle Dower. I barely see him nowadays, what with him filling orders for the army. Come back to bits and pieces anytime.
Heard they're reforming the Dawn Guard. Vampire hunters or something. In the old fort, I'd consider
You know, the Winking Skeever's not just the best inn in Solitude. It's also the only inn in Solitude. I showed up to watch, yeah. I don't know if they were right to execute him for what he did, but I'll tell you something. It couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. Listen, Rogvir and I grew up together. It was us, a few others, and Vivienne. Vivienne Onus. I have no idea why, but one day I told Rogvir I liked her. It was a stupid thing to do. He mocked me incessantly after that. From that point forward, every time Vivienne and I were anywhere close to each other, he made sure to humiliate me. He beat me up, dumped meat on my head, anything he could get away with. Once he even slipped a beehive into my bed. We were children, sure, but Rogvir never outgrew that immaturity or his cruelty. So any talk about him being an honorable Nord? Pure folly.
Please, man. I've got nowhere to go.
Work in it, I own it. Well, okay. My father owns the Winking Skeever, but it's the family business, so it'll be mine when he kicks off.
I was done talking anyway.
You wouldn't have a few minutes to run down to the docks, would you? They're adequate. Honestly, I rely on the business brought in by the burning of King Olaf, and that's not likely to happen this year. Well, it's a great big festival put on by the bards every year. They burn an effigy of old King Olaf. It's quite a bit of fun. The bards give out spiced wine during the festival, so they put it in a big order. And then, for weeks after, demand is so high, I can barely keep up. But with the death of High King Torrig, the festival has been declared in poor taste. So it looks like it won't happen this year. Well, I've got a shipment of spices the East Empire Company is holding up. I need someone to convince them to release it. Great. Get back to me when you're done and I'll give you something for your time. Oh, yes. A secret family recipe. The only good thing my father Octave ever did. In fact, it's so good, no one else in Skyrim even tries to make any.
Fresh fish, straight from the
Good luck out there. Seems like a tough time to be wandering Skyrim.
You look like you could do with a ripe apple. Or a tomato. Cabbage. An apple to keep you healthy. A tomato to keep you strong. But surely you need one or the other. That I do. I had a messenger from Dragon Bridge stop here on his way to the Blue Palace not too long ago. He was very nervous. Mentioned something about needing help. I have my ways, but it's not easy these days. The Black Blood Marauders have been plundering ships off the coast. A lot of people been hurt by their foolishness. Come back when you figure out how to spend money.
Plenty of fresh fish for you. Svari, yes. It's been hard on her. The girl misses her uncle. I've tried to explain that Rogvir did something bad, and that we all have to be accountable for our actions. But the child feels what she will. Down at the docks. There are a few good spots if you can avoid the East Empire Company workers and those red wave thugs. These are troubled times. Be on your guard out there.
You were there for Rogvir's execution. Perhaps, but necessary. My cousin Fura is somewhere out there in Skyrim right now, fighting Ulfric Stormcloak and his damned insurrectionists. She wouldn't have to be there at all if it weren't for Rogvir. And my aunt wouldn't have to worry about her daughter. You really don't know? He lets Ulfric Stormcloak escape Solitude. Ulfric rides in, murders the High King, and Rogvir lets him ride right back out.
Finest fish here. Caught daily.
Most people head over to the Winking Skeever. If you're not interested in music or drink, you can at least talk to Corpulus. He can fill you in on any of the latest gossip. People to see and places to go, huh? Later then.
You should see me when you get bored, stranger.
It's not much to ask.
Few can resist my charms. Even fewer are worthy of them. I can't understand why Yorn would want to join the Imperial Legion. Soldiers only appreciate one thing, and it isn't music.
If you're heading to the Blue Palace,
got lots of
you
things
might
to
want
take care of. What do you
rethink
need?
that outfit.
Being old's not so bad. Daughter keeps me fed.
Ah, yet another new
working
face.
days are
I'm
done.
from Hammerfell, you see. I can hardly keep track of all the people I've been meeting.
Your typical Solitude wench is like the city itself. Stormy exterior.
So exciting when new folk come into town. I bet we've had plenty of adventures.
You were there for Rogvir's execution. People to see
You're
and places
passing
to
through
go.
Solitude?
Later then.
Maybe you're looking to make some easy gold, yes? It's easy to find things to sell. Things nobody will miss. Things from underground, or just left lying around in someone's house. I bet the two of us were very alike. So why not take the next step? We can help each other. My sister Deeja and I are treasure hunters. We like to collect things. I knew you looked like a clever one. With the war, many more ships come through these docks, loaded with weapons and pay, but few people, and they pass through dangerous waters. We have an interest in one of those boats, the Ice Runner. The Solitude Lighthouse will be guiding it in, but if its fire were to go out, the Ice Runner would run aground. What an interesting idea. I think if someone were to do something like that, there would definitely be a certain amount of loot to be shared. Yes, if someone were to put out the lighthouse fire and then meet me on the docks afterwards, I could certainly direct them to that loot. Don't worry about them. We'll make sure they wash up safe. Maybe they'll even pay us for their heroic rescue from their sad crash. Turn me in? For what? What crime's been committed? I'm just making idle talk about what would most undoubtedly be a tragic event. A tragic and very, very profitable event. It would be best if we spoke little until you've completed your task.
Disrespect the law, and you disrespect me. Seems there's no end to the needs of the Imperials. But what can I help you with? I think I would, if it weren't for my son and my wife. Oh, Seema would have my hide if I even suggested I might step foot on a battlefield. You think Stormcloaks and Legionnaires are dangerous? Ha! It's almost all I have time for these days. The men training here in Solitude, and the troops out in the field, they all need weapons and armor. But I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. To be honest, no. But High King Torrig supported them. And now, her Lady Elisif has thrown in with them. You could say I'm a king's man at heart. I guess that's Jarl's man now. My loyalty lies with Solitude. So, where Jarl Elisif leads, I follow. Return anytime you need arms or armor. My forge never rests.
Just arrive in the city? Is it true what they say then? There are dragons about. I like you. No man is a match for a dragon. Buying one of our blades wouldn't hurt your chances, though. Food, experience, and a roof over my head in the finest city in Skyrim. If money's all you hold dear, then you end up like Jari Ra, a plague on the city. Captain Aldous can't prove it, but that Argonian is up to no good. May your sword feast on Stormcloak flesh.
Hello and welcome, my friend. How may I help you on this fine day? Why, of course. And will you also be needing the bow that shoots rainbows? Or perhaps a quiver that dispenses beer? Look, if you want arrows, we have them. But don't insult my intelligence. Perhaps I'll be seeing more of you.
Be careful!
If you're heading to the Blue Palace, you might want to... rethink that outfit.
Fletching suits me. It's still... Ah, yet another new face. I'm from Hammerfell, you see. I can hardly keep track of all the people I've been meeting.
Pardon me, Drew. Papa says I won't see Rogvir anymore. But he wouldn't tell me why not.
When I was a young rascal, I broke a man's arm with a single punch. Of course, I had a horseshoe hidden in my glove. Debts are debts. Either he pays them, or his kind do. Fine. You sound like a priest of Mara, but I get your point. Tell him to forget about the gold. Keep your sword arm strong.
Good evening. I'm Pantia Atia, the master vocalist. I'm a bard from the Bard's College here in Solitude. Wanderers like you should think about applying. Now you can say you've met the most talented bard in all of Skyrim.
Hello, my child. RK watch over you. All my life, I practically grew up in the hall. My father and mother were the priest and priestess of RK before me, you see. I believe I was put here to protect this place from the darkness that pervades Solitude. This city has a long history of madness and murder. The Wolf Queen, Pelagius, the death of High King Torygg, and now, public executions. My books tell the stories, have no doubt. As pretty as its streets are, as jovial as the bards may be, darkness is drawn to Solitude. You mean Rogvir? Yes, I made an appeal to Captain Aldous. He allowed Rogvir to have a proper Nord burial, as is the custom in Solitude. May Arke bless you with a long life.
You help me. You help people, right? That's what you do. Please, take pity on an old madman. My master has abandoned me, abandoned his people, and nothing I say can change his mind. Now he refuses to even see me. He says I interrupt his vacation. It's been so many years. Won't you please help? Last I saw him, he was visiting a friend in the Blue Palace. But no one as mundane as a Jarl. No, no. Such people are below him. No, he went into the forbidden wing of the palace to speak with an old friend. Said it had been ages since they had last had tea. Oh, and you'll need the hip bone. It's very important. No entering Pelagius's wing without that. Oh, you just don't understand. Without him, I am not free. Without him, I am doomed. All of his empire shall fall into chaos.
Disrespect the law and you disrespect me.
Blessings of the Eight Divines upon you. How may I help? You look troubled. Have you come seeking guidance? Hmm? Ah, yes. That once held the shrine to Talos. But the worship of Talos was banned by the White Gold Concordat some time ago. It's the peace treaty that ended the war with the elves of the Aldmeri Dominion. The Dominion recognized the heresy of proclaiming Talos a god. Talos was a great man, and a great emperor, but that does not make him a god. No matter how much the Stormcloaks may wish it were so. Those who worship at the shrines will sometimes receive boons from the gods themselves. The nature of the favors varies per deity. Please, feel free to worship at any or all of the shrines. The strong and honorable always carry the blessing. Feel free to take a seat or pray at the shrines. We appreciate...
Being old's not so bad. Daughter keeps me fed, and my working days are done. You've done a fine thing for me. You know, I used to be quite a warrior in my day. Let me show you a thing or two. You should speak to my daughter, Yvette. She's the brains of the family.
Yeah?
Blessings to you. The Divines are listening. The Divines saved me from the streets, and they can save you from your trials as well.
Remind us of our place when we forget.
Just walk in the steps of the Divines.
May knowledge of your divinity carry us through our daily trials. Blessings of the Eight Divines upon you. How may I help?
Come on now. I want those arrows dead center. The lives of your fellow soldiers are counting on it.
The waiting. Soon, I can almost taste it. Not my finest hour. Rogvir was a fine and honorable man.
No, I think he was entirely wrong. Rogvir's execution was justified and necessary. Being honorable might make you a good man, but it doesn't make you right. Be a better world if it did. Generally, posting information is need to know only. I've been trying to find the time and place to let her know. The daughter was sent to Whiterun. The skirmishes there have been violent. The Whiterun legate, he needed to know the Stormcloak positions. He sent out a party to scout the area. They happened upon a large force. I'm told none of them made it back. Private Morard, Angela's daughter, was in that scouting party. She needs to be told. Need something? Their aim could be steadier, but they're battle ready. Keep my men in your prayers. They'll need them if they don't shape up. Yes?
Please, take pity on an old madman.
Youngest bard at the Bard's College, at your service. Glad I could help.